Here we go then. Yes, on to my next featured artist on my interview. We have my next guests. I'm joined by Kev, Sherry, and Rachel from the band Disco Mary. Welcome to my show to the both of you. How are you today, and whereabouts are you zooming in from?
Well, I'm good, thanks for asking. And I'm just outside Glasgow.
Uh, and I'm just like Rachel, just outside of Glasgow, and it's a pleasure to be here, Danny. Thanks for
Yeah,
having us.
great to have you on board. And I just wanted to ask what each of your roles are in the band, Disco Mary.
Yes.
I'm a co-writer and electric guitar.
Yeah, and along with Rachel, I'm co-songwriter and acoustic guitar and backing vocals.
Great. So, Kev and Rachel, your band members, are there any other band members in Disco Mary, or is it just you two?
There's a few
Yep,
of us, yeah, yeah.
yep. So we have Stella on vocals, Michael on guitar as well, Nicole on bass, and Fraser on the drums.
Oh, great. Seems like a big happy family then.
Yes, it
As bands go, everyone's pretty chilled out, which is always a good experience.
Good to hear. And one of the reasons I invited you on my show was to talk about your latest release. It's simply called Proof. And I describe it as a real alternative anthem. But in your eyes, can you just indulge to me and my listeners a little bit more information on this record?
Yeah, I like alternative anthem. I think we should stick that in the press release.
yeah, it sounds good.
Um, Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a sort of mishmash of our sound. How would we, Rachel, how would we describe the song Proof?
Hmm. Yeah, it's everything coming together. It's different sounds. It's a bit of a mad one,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and
in terms of how it sounds.
it sort of looks at conspiracy theories and why we want to believe certain things and what 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 proof is these days for any of those sort of things, you know.
Mm. And why do you think that is? People seem to get reeled in. Do you reckon social media has a lot of information out there?
I
Mhm.
mean, it's exciting, isn't it, to think that you know the truth about the world and no one else does. Um, Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's just it, but it's fascinating. Like I find human brains fascinating. So
Mm.
it's kind of it's a fun thing to explore in song.
Yeah. And what do you like about music where people can, they take a song and they can interpret it their own way? What do you like about that aspect?
Yeah, I mean, this song for me, obviously, it's about we talk about conspiracy theories in it, but I also think of it like personally, view it as like, oh, yeah, sure, we've got all these things that are getting thrown at us, being like, oh yeah, this is the truth, this is what someone's saying here, but ultimately, like for me, it's just about like remembering that we're alive and we've got this life to live, and don't worry so much about what's going on, what people are saying about this and that. Just get on with your own life.
Yeah, live and let live.
Yep.
Cool. And onto the record itself, it's a bit of a grower really, because you listen to it a few songs and you do kind of bop your head to it. And was that the sound you wanted the listener to hear?
I guess so. I mean, we had the same when we first wrote and recorded it very quickly in about a day. I was confused by it, you know, because it's kind of it's an odd song in its own way, and it doesn't follow the normal structure that songs follow of verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's a very unique thing. So I couldn't figure out what it was for a few days, and then I sort of got it, and I was like, "Oh, we have to release this. It's so weird and unique."
Mhm.
And have you managed to perform this song live to an audience yet?
Yep. But I think we've done it about twice now, and yeah, it goes down so well, and it's so fun to play as well live, just all the parts and
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually thought it was. I don't know if I'd mentioned this to you, Rach, but I actually thought it was going to be really difficult to play live, and I thought it might fall apart quite easily. But it's
Mhm.
actually a really sturdy drive and groove, and it's tremendous fun to
Mm.
play live. It's just
Yeah.
the way songs surprise you sometimes.
And do you feel that your sound has developed over the years as recording artists?
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, definitely. We've definitely kind of honed in closer now to what we really want to do. I think at first we were just throwing out every crazy idea we could, and we probably had more of a Motown vibe when we first started, but now we've definitely got more of a sort of heavier funk and groove based vibe. And I think that's the trajectory we want to go.
Because you previously released a single called Quake. That has achieved good listenership on streaming platforms. What's Quake about?
So Small Quakes is essentially about the sort of all the little ups and downs and traumas of a relationship that seem big when you're in them, but when you look at it from the outside, it's just life, and these aren't big issues. So essentially, that's what it's about.
That's very good. And can you just tell me a little bit more about one of your other tracks you released called I Think Therefore I Know, which has an intriguing title to it. Who did you work with on this one also?
So we work with our producer on that. We co-wrote this one with our producer Ryan Meeking, um, and yeah, I mean, Rach, do you have any? I'm trying to remember what we were thinking when we did it.
The one thing I remember from that day when we wrote that song was something to do with all like I think airports had shut down. So there was some sort of database or something that malfunctioned and it stopped a bunch of
Ah,
flights. And that was sort of our inspiration going in
that's right.
to that song, like relying on tech and stuff.
Yeah, and I guess what is consciousness and what is the human brain?
Yeah.
I always find airports perhaps one of the most stressful places one can be at sometimes. A lot going on.
Yep, yep, definitely.
And you mentioned I mentioned some singles there. Will these lead on to an EP or an album?
Yeah. We're writing lots of songs right now, so I think possibly this year, definitely an album in the
Okay,
works.
we'll keep an eye out on that one. And you mentioned Motown and funk with a little bit of disco.
Yeah.
Who have been like your influences and inspirations over the years?
I guess we're both big fans of Jungle, the band Jungle, and
Hmm.
yeah, I guess it's bands that sort of mix sort of genres together. The first things that come to my mind is a band like the Avalanches or the Go Team, but Rachel, you've got your own kind of inspirations in that regard as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, like Jungle, um, a band called Parcels,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
I think I actually bought one of the singles from the Go team from the mid noughties.
Ah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
vaguely
yeah,
remember them. I saw what you mean. They
yeah.
were quite an arty band.
They were, yeah, they had I think they were one of the first bands to really sort of makes old soul samples work in a modern context.
Wow, that's a good choice. And where do you get your creativity and ideas from when composing, whether it's traveling or reading a book?
Mm.
I always find it's best when you're sitting like when Rachel and I and Stella, who also co-writes the songs, are sitting in a room together. And
Hmm.
that's when it happens. You know, someone suggests an idea, someone else suggests an idea off of that, and it just spirals into an entire song, you know, and that's when it's at its most exciting.
Sometimes ideas come to you when you least expect it.
Yep.
It's true. I'm forever sort of like scaring people by suddenly pulling out my phone in the middle of a busy street and just singing into it. Passers-by are kind of looking at me a bit askew.
It's worth it
Cool.
though.
My next question I'm going to ask, do you have any tours or dates you'd like to share coming up?
We are playing Stereo in Glasgow on the 15th of August. That's our next gig.
Yeah, and then I think probably next year we'll be looking at a couple of short tours in the UK.
That's good. And will people be able to grab, copies of like your material, when you do your live shows? Is that something that you've thought about, or are you more concentrating on like the digital side of things?
I mean, it's kind of up to the record label, really. So they're
Mm.
they're putting digital out just now, but I think when we get the album out, there'll probably be physical copies, and we've got all our usual merch like t-shirts and badges and patches and all sorts of mad stuff that we come up with.
Mm. I know sometimes artists do limited editions. on
Yeah, I
physical
mean
copies. Yeah.
that that would be good. But again, it's like things like that are down to the record label, so we can definitely ask them.
Yeah, we'll see what happens then. Look forward to hearing about your tour when it does happen for Sibley next year. And one of my questions actually was looking ahead to 2025. So you based in Scotland. What do you find, what part of the touring process do you find most challenging and rewarding?
Um, in terms, so did you say the touring process
Or the gigs, or
or
like
the
when you're
gigs? Yeah, yeah.
traveling or
It's
on the
just
road?
going somewhere else and play. I mean, being on the road is the best fun. I just absolutely love it, and you go and you see different parts of the world and you play to different people. And yeah, I think my two favorite parts of being in a band is one, just playing on tour and writing the songs. They're just the two most exciting parts for me.
How about you, Rachel?
Well, I've never been on tour, but I imagine it to be um pretty good. But playing live, yeah, it's just great to like play the songs that you've wrote on a stage and let other people hear it live.
That's a good feeling.
Mm.
And then would you say that could be one of your career highlights so far, or do you think there's m many more to come for Disco Mary?
Yeah, probably more to come.
Yeah, we'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been together as an outfit?
I mean, we started in a different band together. We've both been in various bands over the years, and it sort of ended up in Disco Mary. And Disco Mary's been going for like what, 3 years, 4 years, maybe at the
Mm,
most.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just been building and picking up steam, and now we're at the stage where we're like, oh, we're starting to get a fan base, and we're starting to, play further afield and get our songs on TV shows and things like that. So it's always quite exciting.
And where's best for people to follow you? Are like social media, emailing lists, or if you have an official website?
Yeah, we do have a website. We've got all the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, at Disco Mary Band.
That's great. And do you have any amusing or quirky stories you may wish to share for me and my listeners? It could be on anything random,
Um, I guess there's probably quite a lot. God, um,
like favorite foods or what do you like to do in your pastimes, your spare time?
I mean, we're kind of sad people in the sense that we don't really have a life outside the music because we're completely
Mm,
devoted to what we do,
yeah,
which is what you need to be, certainly at our level. I
it's
guess
all
the
about the
only,
music.
I guess the only quirky things is I was in a band who were signed to a major record label for a number of years and had that experience with the major labels. And I think I said I'd never go back. So we're happy to be on an independent label now.
What do you like being, what do you like about being an independent artist?
The independent labels are just much more respectful of the artist and they sign the artist that you are, whereas major labels sign the artist they want you to be.
Great. And I just wanted to say thank you to both of you, Kev, Sherry, and Rachel from Disco Mary. Thank you very much for your contribution on today's show. And on my sister radio show, we'll play your new song Proof after this interview has aired.
Awesome. Great stuff.
Great.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day, both of you. And that was
You
Cheers,
too.
Disco
Danny.
Mary.
Thank you.
Thanks.